Let's look at a few productivity tips. So here you'll see your databases and the tables and columns and everything inside. So now if I go say select, I can simply drag the column name. Or if I want all the columns, I can drag all the columns. And the same goes for the table name. So if I close this, I can open it again by saying View, Object Explorer. Now let's right click and you'll see a bunch of options. You can edit the top 200 rows, you can select the top 1000 rows, but let's look at design. So here you'll see what you currently have. Let's say I want to add a column. If I right click here, I can see generate change script. And then it shows me the code it uses to add this. Now if I did add a column, I could simply click on this table and refresh everything inside of it and have the extra column there. I can also right click and say script table as. Then I can get the code for the table creation, how to drop the table, select, insert, update, and delete. So this is the create table code that I used to create this table. I can also say script table as and add it to the clipboard. Now I can go paste the code. So now let's look at the Object Explorer details. So here you can see we're currently in the client table. So if I go to the database, I can see all the tables and I can script all of them at once. So there I see all the code. Now you'll see I'm getting a bunch of tabs open. So let's say I know I'm working in this one a lot. I can click on that little pin and then it will move it to the front. So if I open new queries, the pinned ones will always be first. Now let's say I have all this code and I want to make sure that someone doesn't change a specific thing later on. I can say I want to add a comment. This will comment out whatever you type here so that a future developer will know what to do with this code. Now let's say I want to get an indent like this. I can say tab, or if I want to do a bunch of rows, I can highlight them all, then say tab. If I say shift tab, it brings them back. If I want to highlight, I can say shift alt and use my arrows to highlight. Another thing I can do is say how I want the output to be given to me. So up here, you can see results to text, and it will give me this text which I can then highlight and change and copy and paste as I wish. I can also say to folder. So then it will give me the option to save it as any kind of documents I want to. And lastly, let's look at tools. So here you'll see a bunch of tools and Code Snippet Manager. Now if I right click and say Insert Snippets, I get a bunch of options for things I want to insert. So let's say I want to create a trigger. It gives me the code, I just need to fill it out. With this Code Snippet Manager, I can add code that I want to have saved. And that's just a few nice productivity tips to know.
Our sponsors, Help, MyDatabaseIsSlow.com, specializes in making slow databases run faster. Contact them. They may be able to help.